Rain poured over Buenos Aires, like the sky itself had chosen a side. 40,000 voices filled Estadio José Amalfitani, chanting for their champion, their icon, their warrior, Sergio Martinez. At 38 years old, Martinez stood not just as a title holder, but as a national symbol. The reigning WBC middleweight champion carried the scars of wars past, most notably the brutal clash with Chavez Jr., and his knees were whispers of vulnerability beneath the bravado. Across from him stood England's undefeated challenger, Martin Murray, taller, broader, composed behind a tight high guard. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud, but he was disciplined. From the opening bell, the contrast was immediate. Martinez fought with his hands low, twitching with feints and rhythm, trying to draw reactions. Murray barely blinked. He edged forward, gloves tight to his temples, tracking the champion like a hunter, measuring distance. The early rounds felt cautious, tactical, a chess match in a storm. Martinez flicked jabs and circled left. Murray responded with measured pressure and straight rights that thudded against ribs and guard. The rain intensified, slicking the canvas, subtly affecting footwork. Martinez danced less freely than in years past. Murray noticed. The crowd roared every Martinez feint, but clean punches were scarce. 3 rounds in, nothing explosive had happened. Yet tension was building. The aging king was being studied, and the challenger wasn't intimidated. By the 4th round, Murray began closing distance with intent. His high guard absorbed Martinez's probing lefts, and when openings appeared, he fired straight rights down the middle. Martinez still moved, still flashed speed, but something was different. He retreated in straighter lines than usual. The legs that once glided now reset more deliberately. Then came the moment that shifted the atmosphere. A clash and exchange near the ropes left Martinez with blood forming around his left eye. The stadium noise shifted from confidence to concern. Blood changes fights. Blood forces urgency. Murray saw it and pressed harder. He targeted the body with short hooks, forcing Martinez to circle under pressure. The champion responded in spurts, sharp counters, a quick combination. But Murray's consistency began tilting rounds. Through rounds 5 and 6, the British challenger looked physically stronger. He bullied Martinez in brief exchanges and forced him to clinch. The rain, falling heavier now, made balance critical. Martinez's athletic reflexes were still present, but he could no longer dominate tempo effortlessly. Murray remained composed, disciplined, and patient, never overcommitting. The fight was narrowing into something uncomfortable for the champion. It wasn't chaos, it was suffocation. And in tight title fights, that kind of pressure quietly steals scorecards.
Then came round 8, the type of round that rewrites narratives.
Martinez stepped back after an exchange, but he stepped straight back. Murray timed it perfectly. A sharp, clean, straight right shot down the center caught the champion and sent him to the canvas. Argentina gasped. Their hero was down. It wasn't a slip. It wasn't balance. It was a knockdown. Martinez rose quickly, nodding, masking damage with pride. But the optics were undeniable. The challenger had dropped the king. The crowd attempted to rally their champion with noise, but momentum had visibly shifted. Murray surged carefully, not recklessly, trying to capitalize without exposing himself to counters. Martinez survived the round with experience, holding when necessary, moving just enough. But the knockdown meant a 2-point swing. Suddenly this wasn't a competitive defense, it was a fight Martinez might be losing. Later rounds introduced further controversy when Martinez went down again, after another right-hand sequence. Replays blurred interpretation. If counted, that could have altered everything. Murray remained steady. Martinez tried rallying with flurries late in rounds, seeking to leave visual impressions for judges. The fight now balanced on perception versus damage. Championship rounds define legacies. Martinez knew that. In rounds 10 and 11, he attempted to reclaim control with sharper movement. He jabbed more deliberately and pivoted away from Murray's forward march. Murray, however, never abandoned his structure. Gloves high, chin tucked, steady pressure. Punch statistics later showed Murray landing with higher efficiency, though Martinez threw more eye-catching combinations. The crowd's energy amplified every Martinez flurry, even when punches grazed gloves. Murray's cleaner straight shots often landed quietly. The rain continued to fall, turning foot placement into micro-adjustments that demanded concentration. Martinez showed heart, digging deep despite visible knee strain and fatigue. He fought in bursts, raising his hands between exchanges to signal confidence. Murray pressed with calm aggression, but perhaps lacked one explosive closing statement. In tight championship fights, one defining moment often seals perception. Martinez understood optics. When the final bell rang, both men raised their hands. Murray looked hopeful. Martinez looked relieved. The scorecards read 115 to 112, 115 to 112, 115 to 112. And still, Sergio Martinez. The stadium erupted in celebration, but outside Argentina, debate ignited instantly. Murray had scored the clearest knockdown of the fight. Many believed he won enough middle rounds through pressure and efficiency. Martinez had rallied late, displayed championship composure, and perhaps benefited from crowd momentum. The final punch statistics showed Murray connecting at a higher percentage, while Martinez's volume and late activity left lasting impressions. Was it a robbery? Not clearly. Was it close enough to debate? Absolutely. The fight symbolized boxing's eternal gray area, where aggression meets finesse, where geography meets judging, where legacy meets opportunity. For Martinez, the belt remained, but decline was evident. For Murray, respect grew, but the title slipped away. In the rain-soaked night of Buenos Aires, survival proved enough for the champion. But history remembers how close he came to losing everything.